Prakash adored Madhumita. She was the light of his life, the one who made every day brighter and more meaningful. Their life together was simple, yet profoundly fulfilling. They found joy in the little things, like evening walks and shared meals. It was a life filled with love and laughter, where every moment was cherished and every day was a new adventure. They lived in a small, cheerful house that was always filled with warmth and happiness. It was their little haven. Prakash worked tirelessly at the local factory. He was dedicated and hardworking, always striving to provide the best for his family. He wanted to give Madhumita everything. She was his world, and he would do anything to see her smile. One ordinary Tuesday, Prakash came home to an empty house. He wasn't initially worried, thinking she might be out for a bit. Madhumita often visited her sister or went to see friends in the neighborhood. It was a common occurrence, but as the hours ticked by, a knot of dread tightened in Prakash's stomach. He tried her mobile, hoping to hear her voice. It went straight to voicemail. Panic swelled. This wasn't like Madhumita. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. He felt a chill run down his spine. Prakash raced to the police station, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. He explained that Madhumita was missing, his voice tight with fear. The officer barely looked up. He dismissed Prakash's concerns, muttering about impulsive wives and city-hopping boyfriends. Frustration surged through Prakash. They weren't taking him seriously. Didn't they understand? This was Madhumita. She would never leave without a word. He left the police station, his resolve hardening. If they wouldn't help him, he would find her himself. Days bled into nights. Prakash didn't sleep. He couldn't sleep. Not while Madhumita was out there somewhere. He plastered her pictures everywhere. He questioned neighbors, shopkeepers, anyone who might have seen her. Each dead end deepened his despair. Hope dwindled with each passing day. Was Madhumita gone forever? The thought was unbearable. He clung to the memory of her smile, her touch, her scent. He wouldn't give up. He couldn't. Not until he knew. Section 4. Homecoming. Exactly 1 week after she vanished, Madhumita stumbled back into their home. Prakash could barely breathe. The sight of her, disheveled and frail, sent a shockwave through him. He had spent sleepless nights worrying, fearing the worst, and now she was here. But something was terribly wrong. Relief flooded him, quickly followed by a surge of protectiveness. He wanted to shield her from whatever horrors she had faced. His mind raced with questions, but he knew he had to be patient. She was thinner, her eyes vacant, haunted. The vibrant woman he once knew seemed to have vanished, replaced by this fragile figure. Bruises marred her delicate skin. Each mark told a story of pain and suffering, and it broke his heart to see her like this. He didn't pry, not yet. He knew that pushing her for answers would only cause more distress. Instead, he chose to be her silent support. He enveloped her in a hug, his heart breaking at her fragility. He held her close, hoping his embrace could offer some comfort, some sense of safety. He nursed her back to health, surrounding her with love and warmth. Every day he saw small signs of improvement, and it gave him hope. He yearned to know what happened, but he wouldn't push her. The need to understand was strong, but his love for her was stronger. She would tell him when she was ready. Until then, he would wait, offering her the patience and understanding she needed to heal. Section 5. Unveiling the truth. This is where the story takes a dark turn, revealing the hidden layers of pain and suffering that had been lurking beneath the surface. A week later, the words tumbled out. They came slowly at first, hesitant and broken, as if each syllable was a struggle against an invisible force. A choked whisper at first, then a torrent of pain and fear. She had been kidnapped, held captive, subjected to unspeakable horrors. The memories were too vivid, too raw, and they poured out uncontrollably. Prakash listened, his blood turning to ice. Rage consumed him. He could feel his heart pounding in his chest, each beat echoing the fury building inside him, rage and a chilling need for justice. He knew he couldn't rest until those responsible were brought to account. The need for retribution was overwhelming. He held Madhumita close, her tears soaking his shirt. He whispered promises of safety and vengeance, trying to soothe her shattered spirit. They would get through this together. Their bond had been tested, but it would not break. They would emerge stronger, united by their shared ordeal. He would make sure of it. Prakash's resolve was unshakable. He would stop at nothing to ensure justice was served. They would find the people who did this. Every lead would be followed, every stone turned. The search for the truth had begun. They would make them pay. The perpetrators would face the consequences of their actions. Justice would be served, no matter the cost. This wasn't just about Madhumita anymore. It was about the community, about the safety and trust that had been shattered. It was about trust, about betrayal, about the monstrous things people were capable of. The fight for justice had become a fight for the soul of the community.